Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made Freddy, the pumpkin man, but if you want to know more about him, keep listening all the way till the end. Hope you enjoy the video. I started from a ball of dark orange clay which I cut in half and sculpted his face on one of the halves. I'm doing it this way so it's easy for me to show on camera, but you can also sculpt on the ball of clay directly if you pop it on the end of a stick or something similar. Next you want to add 2 balls of pre-baked black clay for the eyes and spread a little liquid clay on them so that the clay you add on top sticks. I use the fine-ended tool to create wrinkles and creases in the eyelid and go back in with a small brush dipped in liquid clay to soften and smooth those lines down. Then I added strips of clay to make the expression lines on his forehead. I was going to give him a human nose at first, but it just didn't flow to me, so I tried a crow kind of nose and I liked it. Next I created the pumpkin lines, there where you'd find expression lines in a human face. Add more texture to the pumpkin. Then bake for 10 minutes. Once cool, add more clay to the back, bonding with liquid clay and blend to a seamless finish. I marked a semicircle to converge all the lines to, then you want to create the lines and add texture to each section. Create a hollow on top of his head and remove a section. Smooth the clay out with a bolt tool and make space for the quarter of a brain. Stack 2 sheets of clay, one in the same colour as the pumpkin and a thicker one in yellow to make the top part. Cut out a circle and add texture. Remove some pieces so that it's not perfectly round and add texture to the inside. To make the quarter of a brain, I used translucent soft pink clay and created the pattern with a fine-ended tool. I also used a small paintbrush dipped in liquid clay to smooth the clay out. Line the inside of the pumpkin with liquid clay and place the brain. I textured yellow clay to make bits of pumpkin flesh. And I added these bits next to the brain, bonding with liquid clay. Next, I spread a mix of liquid clay and soft pastels in a terracotta shade to make the brain look juicy and slimy. Then add the top bit and bake completely. Once cool, I painted him a dark orange colour, and once that had dried, I added a wash of brown acrylic paint to make all the details stand out, blotting the excess with a tissue. Freddy's story. Freddy was a man who, like every man, carved an evil grin out of pumpkins on All Hallows Eve. But fate wanted to have Freddy carve one last face the night when the pumpkin he was about to stab said, "You don't want to do that, Freddy." Freddy stopped, his knife suspended an inch away from the fat cucurbita's future eye. "Why not?" asked Freddy. "Because you shall lose your face if you do so." Freddy laughed out loud, almost losing grip of the knife he was holding in order to hold his bouncing belly and wipe his amused eyes. "Please, you don't even talk. I must have drunk more than I thought." Freddy shook his head, and with one blow he gouged out the pumpkin's eye and then the other. Tooth after tooth he pulled them out like a sadistic dentist, revealing the creepiest grin he never thought he'd carve. But as the flesh and juice ran down, Freddy didn't feel too right. His face began to burn and bleed, and in no time there were holes where his eyes once stood. His own flesh and skin he held in his hands as the pumpkin's grin was being cut sharp across his smile. So if you hear a voice calling from the depths of the night, it might be Freddy's cry, begging you to let him out.